A man who hadn't eaten properly for 3 days suddenly found a strange package on the island. When he opened it, he realized it had once contained black bean noodles. That tiny package instantly gave him hope. He thought that if he could eat just one hot bowl of black bean noodles again, his life would have no regrets. From that moment on, he couldn't think about anything else. Even when someone put delicious food in front of him, he had no interest in it. All he could do was stare at that empty noodle package and imagine the taste. Sometimes he would even smell the leftover seasoning inside the bag. At night, he dreamed about black bean noodles. The next morning, he decided to make them himself, but there was one huge problem. There was no flour anywhere on the island, so he collected seeds from different plants and crushed them into a bowl. Then he added water and started kneading the mixture. He worked for hours, but the dough still wouldn't come together. Eventually, he had to give up. But the harder something was to get, the more he wanted it. And then he suddenly had an idea. He noticed birds eating crops and seeds, so he wondered if some undigested seeds might still be left behind. He collected them and planted them in the ground. Then he used empty bottles to make a simple watering system. He even used part of an old bicycle as a farming tool. The waste around him became fertilizer. Slowly, the empty piece of land started turning into a real farm. He even built a fake scarecrow to protect his crops. For the first time since arriving on the island, he had something to look forward to. Every day, he checked his plants and waited for them to grow. His life was becoming surprisingly peaceful. Every morning, he exercised near the river. Then he tried to catch fish and climb trees to collect bird eggs. He cooked the eggs using an old tool and even crushed leaves to make a simple tea. Little by little, he was learning how to survive. But one day, something completely unexpected happened. While searching through a pile of trash, he saw something shining on the ground. It was a message in a bottle. He carefully opened it and found a blank piece of paper inside. But when he moved his finger away, he noticed a tiny word written in one corner. It said, "Hello." He was stunned, because a while earlier, he had written the exact same word in the sand. He realized that someone might actually be answering him, so he ran back to the beach and wrote another message. The next day, he found another bottle in the same spot. This time, there was a reply inside. For the first time in a long time, he wasn't completely alone. Someone was communicating with him, but he had no idea who was on the other side. Meanwhile, his crops were finally starting to grow. One day, he noticed a tiny sprout coming out of the ground. He carefully protected it. Days passed. Then, one day, he saw it. Corn. His hard work was finally paying off, and that meant he might actually be able to make his beloved black bean noodles. But this man wasn't always a castaway. A few months earlier, he had accidentally ended up on this deserted island in the middle of the Han River. He tried to call for help with his phone, but the battery had been damaged by water. He walked around the entire island looking for a way out, but there was nowhere to go. He even tried climbing one of the bridge supports. It was far too high and almost impossible to climb. That night, the temperature dropped, so he had no choice but to sleep beneath the bridge.